Barron Trump is not your average rich kid. He's a 6-foot giant with a billion-dollar inheritance, a life of extreme luxury, and a future more mysterious than any other presidential child in history. Unlike his very outspoken father and siblings, Barron has remained a mystery, making rare public appearances and never speaking to the media. But behind the scenes, he has grown up in unimaginable wealth, living in the Trump Tower's $100 million penthouse, attending elite private schools, and traveling between lavish family estates like Mar-a-Lago and Bedminster. Yet, despite his secrecy, one question remains: what is Barron Trump's destiny? Will he step into the Trump business empire, or will he forge his own path away from politics and wealth? Stay tuned as we uncover the hidden truths, extravagant fortune, and untold future of Barron Trump. Before the private jets, luxury penthouses, and billion-dollar inheritance, Barron Trump was just a kid growing up in one of the most powerful families in the world. But unlike his siblings, he has remained a mystery. Until now. Born on March 20, 2006, Barron William Trump is the only child of Donald Trump and Melania Trump, making him the youngest heir to the Trump family fortune. From the moment he was born, he was surrounded by extreme wealth, luxury, and worldwide attention. His first home? A lavish penthouse inside Trump Tower, estimated to be worth over $100 million. The penthouse, located in Manhattan, New York, wasn't just any high-rise apartment. It was a 3-floor masterpiece, decorated in 24-karat gold, marble columns, and chandeliers fit for royalty. While most children were playing with toys in an average home, Barron's playground was a literal palace in the sky. But Barron's childhood wasn't just defined by wealth. It was also shaped by his mother's European roots and strict upbringing. Unlike his siblings, Barron is bilingual, speaking both English and Slovenian fluently thanks to his mother Melania Trump, who insisted on teaching him her native language. While many presidential children grow up in the public eye, Barron's life has been kept unusually private. Unlike Ivanka, Eric, and Donald Jr., who frequently appeared in media interviews and business deals, Barron was carefully shielded from the spotlight. During Donald Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, Barron made very few public appearances, and even after his father won the presidency, he was rarely seen in the media. In fact, he didn't move into the White House immediately after Trump's inauguration. Instead, Melania Trump delayed their move for several months, keeping Barron in New York until he finished the school year. Eventually, in June 2017, Barron and Melania officially moved into the White House, making him the first boy to live there since John F. Kennedy Jr. in the 1960s. But even inside the most famous residence in the world, Barron's life remained largely out of the spotlight. Being a Trump heir comes with access to the best education money can buy. From a young age, Barron attended Columbia Grammar and Preparatory School, an elite private school in New York City, known for educating the children of billionaires, CEOs, and celebrities. After moving to Washington, D.C., Barron enrolled at St. Andrew's Episcopal School, where tuition costs over $40,000 per year. But what made his school choice unique? Unlike his father, who attended military school, and his older siblings who went to Pennsylvania's prestigious Wharton School of Business, Barron was the first presidential child to attend St. Andrews, a school known for its emphasis on individual development rather than politics or business. After leaving the White House, Barron relocated to Palm Beach, Florida, where he currently attends Oxbridge Academy, an elite preparatory school with an annual tuition of $35,000. Unlike most teenagers, Barron is surrounded by the children of the world's wealthiest and most influential families, giving him access to an elite network that could shape his future. While Barron Trump's privacy and education are topics of interest, nothing has grabbed the media's attention more than his incredible height. At just 17 years old, Barron is already 6 feet 7 inches tall, making him taller than his father, Donald Trump, who stands at 6 feet 3 inches, and even most NBA players. This has sparked massive speculation. Why is Barron so tall? Could he have pursued basketball instead of politics or business? Some reports even suggest that his growth spurt may have been influenced by his European genetics, as Melania's family also has a history of tall relatives. With such an imposing presence, Barron stands out in every public appearance, fueling curiosity about how his height, presence, and background could play a role in his future. As Barron Trump continues to develop under the watchful eye of the world, his lavish lifestyle, personal interests, and potential career path remain a subject of endless fascination. With access to luxury cars, high-end real estate, and a billionaire family's resources, Barron is assured to inherit a fortune and a legacy that could take him in any direction. But what exactly does the youngest Trump heir own? From multi-million-dollar estates to designer wardrobes and private security details, Barron Trump's assets and lifestyle reveal the unimaginable wealth and exclusivity that come with being the son of a billionaire. Let's take a look at the staggering fortune and extravagant possessions of Barron Trump. For most teenagers, wealth means an occasional shopping spree or a new car for their 16th birthday. But for Barron Trump, wealth isn't just something he has, it's the world he was born into. From golden palaces to private security teams, his lifestyle is the definition of untouchable. Most children grow up in suburban homes with backyards and playgrounds. Barron Trump's backyard was the New York City skyline. His earliest memories were shaped inside Trump Tower's legendary penthouse, a stretched-out 3-floor residence where chandeliers dripped with crystals, 24-karat gold accents adorned every surface, and floor-to-ceiling windows offered views of a city that never sleeps. Unlike the typical nursery filled with plastic toys and cartoon posters, Barron's childhood space was custom designed to reflect his family's billionaire status. He wasn't just living in luxury, he was raised in an environment where excess was the norm. His mother, Melania, took charge of the interiors, ensuring that his private living quarters were suited for a young prince rather than a typical child. When he was a toddler, Melania revealed that she didn't rely on nannies the way most billionaire families do. Instead, she dedicated herself to raising Barron with discipline and structure. But even with a hands-on mother, his world was still one of unimaginable privilege, where wealth wasn't just an advantage, it was the air he breathed. Growing up in a penthouse high above New York is one thing. Moving into the White House at just 11 years old is something else entirely. Barron wasn't just any president's son, he was the first boy to live in the White House in more than 5 decades. For 4 years, he walked the halls of a residence that had housed the most powerful figures in American history. While most children worried about school and hobbies, Barron's everyday life was surrounded by security clearances, political meetings, and global media attention. Unlike his father, who thrived in front of cameras, Barron's White House years were marked by an unusual level of privacy. While previous presidential children had grown up attending press events and making speeches, Barron was rarely seen in public, fueling speculation about his life behind the scenes. But those who did get a glimpse saw a boy who carried himself with confidence, always dressed in expensive tailored suits, standing tall next to his parents, and moving with an air of quiet authority. But even the White House, with its historical greatness, was just a temporary home. When his father's presidency ended, Barron left Washington, D.C. and stepped into an even more secluded world, one of private beaches, elite clubs, and billionaire retreats. After leaving Washington, the Trump family relocated to Mar-a-Lago, a private estate in Palm Beach, Florida, that serves as a billionaire's playground. The estate, originally built in the 1920s, spans 20 acres and includes private oceanfront access, lavish ballrooms, and sprawling gardens. It isn't just a mansion, it's a fortress of luxury, where Barron is surrounded by some of the world's most powerful people. Unlike his older siblings who have taken active roles in business and politics, Barron's daily life at Mar-a-Lago is almost entirely hidden from public view. He isn't spotted at nightclubs or red carpet events, nor does he give interviews or appear in the media. Instead, he moves in silence, protected by one of the most secure environments money can buy. Another one of Barron's frequent residences is the Trump National Golf Club Bedminster, a private property covering 520 acres in New Jersey. The estate includes multiple mansions, a private golf course, a helicopter pad, and a secure retreat space that the Trump family uses when seeking privacy away from the public eye. With access to multiple estates, Barron Trump's real estate portfolio alone rivals that of some of the wealthiest business moguls. But the luxury doesn't stop at homes. It extends to his transportation, fashion, and security as well. Even though Barron has stayed out of the business world, his lifestyle reflects the kind of wealth that few can comprehend. Unlike most teenagers who live in sneakers and hoodies, Barron is almost always seen wearing designer suits, custom-tailored to fit his towering frame. His mother, Melania, a former fashion model, has ensured that his wardrobe is always polished, sophisticated, and carefully curated. Even during his rare public appearances, his outfits stand out, an unspoken signal that despite his youth, he carries the weight of his family's image. But clothing is just one piece of the equation. Being the son of a billionaire also means traveling in private jets, attending high-profile events, and having access to a fleet of luxury vehicles. Though Barron isn't old enough to drive, his father, Donald Trump, is known for his love of high-end vehicles, from custom Rolls-Royces to rare sports cars. With a fleet worth millions of dollars, it's only a matter of time before Barron starts making selections of his own. Of course, with great wealth comes great security. Barron is surrounded by a dedicated Secret Service team, ensuring that he is never without protection. His school, Oxbridge Academy, has special security measures in place, ensuring that no unwanted attention follows him into his private life. Barron Trump is not just another wealthy teenager. His life has been shaped by extreme privilege, but also by extreme privacy. While his family continues to dominate headlines, he remains a mystery, seen but rarely heard. Although his siblings seem to have taken on high-profile careers in business and politics, Barron's next steps remain a mystery that will unfold with time. Will he step into his father's empire, or will he carve out his own path in an entirely different direction? Whatever his future holds, one thing is certain: Barron Trump's wealth, power, and influence will only continue to grow. And while the world watches his every move, the youngest Trump heir continues to live in a way that few could ever imagine, behind the gates of billion-dollar estates, within a life of absolute luxury, and in a world where money is limitless. Barron Trump has quietly built a unique reputation, one that sets him apart from his father and older siblings. He has carved his own path through academics, sports, and elite circles, all while maintaining an air of mystery that only fuels curiosity about his future. While the Trump name has been synonymous with business, wealth, and real estate, Barron Trump's focus has largely been on academic excellence. Unlike his father, who was sent to a military academy as a teenager, Barron has attended some of the most elite private institutions in the country, known for producing top-tier leaders in various industries. As earlier mentioned, his time at St. Andrew's Episcopal School in Washington, D.C. made history as he became the first presidential child to attend the institution. The school, known for its strong academic programs and emphasis on personal development, was a sharp contrast to the business-oriented education of his older siblings. Following his family's move to Florida, Barron enrolled at Oxbridge Academy, an exclusive prep school founded by billionaire William Koch, known for its state-of-the-art learning facilities and rigorous curriculum. Oxbridge has produced high-achieving graduates in law, business, medicine, and technology, and Barron's education here places him in an environment built for future success. His mother, Melania Trump, has been particularly involved in his education, ensuring that Barron's schooling prepared him for a career beyond just inheriting wealth. Unlike his older siblings, Barron's academic track suggests a different approach to success, one rooted in education, discipline, and intellectual development. There are also reports that Barron has an interest in technology and software development, a field that none of his siblings pursued. Unlike his father, who built his brand in real estate, Barron's fascination with computers and programming suggests that he may carve out a niche in the digital world. In an age where tech billionaires dominate the global economy, a Trump shifting towards software, artificial intelligence, or cybersecurity could be the next evolution of the family's empire. While his next steps after high school remain unknown, speculation about his potential enrollment in an Ivy League university has been rampant. Given his high-level schooling, multilingual abilities, and access to elite networks, some believe Barron could enter fields such as law, finance, or even international relations, forging a legacy separate from his father's empire. Beyond his academic achievements, Barron Trump has also gained recognition in sports, specifically soccer. Unlike his father, who is known for his love of golf, Barron has demonstrated serious athletic talent, playing at a competitive level for years. During his time in Washington, Barron played for DC United's Under-12 Academy team, an elite soccer program designed for young athletes with professional-level potential. His involvement in the program was more than just a hobby, it was an indicator of his skill, discipline, and commitment to the sport. Even after leaving Washington, he continued to play at a high level, joining Florida's U.S. Soccer Development Academy, where young players train under the same standards used by professional teams. Unlike casual school sports, this program is a big step for future professional and collegiate athletes, fueling theories about whether Barron could pursue a career in soccer rather than business or politics. His physical advantage, as earlier mentioned, comes into play. His towering stature has led some to joke that he could be a future NBA player rather than a businessman, but in reality, his natural build could make him an asset in various athletic pursuits. While there's no confirmation that Barron intends to turn his soccer career into something professional, his dedication to the sport has been consistent for years, proving that he's more than just the privileged son of a billionaire. Another surprising achievement that separates Barron from his siblings is his fluency in multiple languages. While the Trump family has long been associated with business acumen, Barron has developed an impressive linguistic ability that few in his family possess. Thanks to Melania Trump's Slovenian heritage, Barron grew up speaking both English and Slovenian fluently. His mother ensured that he remained deeply connected to her roots, making him the only Trump child to grow up bilingual. But it doesn't stop there. Reports suggest that Barron has also studied French and possibly even German, adding to his intellectual depth and global perspective. In an era where international business and diplomacy rely heavily on multilingual communication, Barron's ability to navigate different languages gives him an advantage that few in his family have prioritized. This unique skill set has led to speculation. Could Barron Trump pursue a future in international business, diplomacy, or foreign relations? With the Trump brand expanding globally, his linguistic ability could position him as the family's most internationally minded heir. While other presidential children such as Sasha and Malia Obama, Chelsea Clinton, and the Bush twins grew up in the media spotlight, engaging in activism or public appearances, Barron Trump's approach has been entirely different. He has never given an interview, never spoken publicly about his ambitions, and has remained virtually silent on all social and political issues. This has fueled endless questions. Is Barron's silence a strategic decision, carefully planned by Melania to protect him from public scrutiny, or is he naturally reserved, uninterested in using his name for media attention? His rare public appearances only add to the mystery. Unlike his father and older brothers, who thrive on public engagement and controversy, Barron carries himself with a quiet confidence, never showing signs of discomfort or awkwardness, despite the intense attention he receives. There are rumors that his reserved nature isn't just personal preference, but a calculated move by Melania Trump. Known for being highly protective of Barron, Melania has publicly emphasized that she wants her son to have as normal a life as possible. While some interpret this as a sign of future leadership, others believe he may never embrace the public faking role his father once held. His ability to maintain an air of mystery while still commanding attention makes him one of the most intriguing presidential children in modern history. What makes Barron Trump's accomplishments so fascinating is that he has yet to define his legacy, yet his every move is watched by millions. Barron's trajectory, unlike his siblings, is still unknown, leaving endless possibilities for what comes next. His academic achievements, athletic ability, multilingual skills, and composed public demeanor suggest that he is preparing for something bigger than simply inheriting wealth. But what that might be remains one of the biggest unanswered questions about the Trump family's future. While he has never been directly involved in scandals, his name has been dragged into heated political debates, online speculation, and even conspiracy theories, sometimes without him even saying a word. Barron has largely stayed silent, but that hasn't stopped the world from using his name as a political talking point. Throughout Donald Trump's presidency, Barron's presence in the White House was often mentioned in heated political arguments, usually as a contrast to how other presidential children were treated. Supporters of Donald Trump pointed out that the media largely avoided discussing Barron, whereas the Obama daughters, Sasha and Malia, and Chelsea Clinton were often subject to public criticism. Meanwhile, Trump's critics claimed that his own policies and rhetoric contributed to the differing treatment of presidential children in the media. This debate reached a boiling point in 2019 when a Stanford law professor, Pamela Karlan, made a joke about Barron's name during an impeachment hearing against Donald Trump. She stated, "While the president can name his son Barron, he can't make him a baron." The remark, meant to highlight a point about government power, sparked immediate backlash. Melania Trump responded swiftly, condemning Karlan for bringing a minor into political discussions. The controversy went viral, with conservative media framing it as an example of double standards in political discourse. Karlan later issued a public apology, but the damage was done. Barron, despite having never spoken publicly, had once again been thrust into a nationwide debate. Every time Barron makes a rare public appearance, social media erupts with comments about his height, with some jokingly calling him a real-life giant or speculating whether he has NBA potential. The fascination with his height has become so widespread that it has led to bizarre internet theories, with some questioning whether he could have been given growth-enhancing treatments. While there's no evidence of this, the speculation only adds to the air of mystery surrounding him. Unlike celebrities who openly discuss their diets, workouts, or genetic backgrounds, Barron has never addressed the topic publicly, which only fuels the curiosity. But while the jokes and memes may seem harmless, they reflect a deeper reality about Barron's public life. The young prince has also struggled to blend in with his peers at Oxbridge Academy, where he currently attends high school. Reports from inside the school describe him as an oddity on campus, not because of his personality or behavior, but due to the sheer level of secrecy and security that surrounds him. Unlike other students who can move freely, Barron is constantly monitored by a full-time security team, a necessity given his status as the son of a former president. His presence at the school has led to unusual restrictions on other students, with heightened security measures that sometimes make interactions awkward or difficult. Despite this, insiders say that Barron is well-liked by classmates but remains distant, preferring to keep a low profile and avoid unnecessary attention. His towering height makes him stand out physically, but his demeanor remains reserved, making him one of the most unapproachable figures on campus. His father and older siblings took early roles in the Trump Organization. Barron has remained completely separate from the family business, at least for now. However, reports suggest that he may already be crafting his own vision for success. Rumors have circulated that Barron has been quietly developing a business strategy behind the scenes, with a focus on technology, finance, and digital innovation. Unlike his father, whose empire was built on real estate and branding, Barron's interests seem to align more with modern industries that dominate the 21st century economy. Sources close to the family claim that Barron has shown an interest in cryptocurrency, artificial intelligence, and digital investments, areas that his father has not explored extensively. Given his private nature, it is unclear whether he will step into the public eye as a businessman or work from behind the scenes, quietly building his fortune. One thing is certain, if Barron does enter the business world, he will have access to resources, connections, and capital that most entrepreneurs could only dream of. Whether he chooses to expand the Trump brand or build something entirely new, his path to success is virtually limitless. Barron Trump's absence from social media, refusal to engage in public debates, and general mystery have made him the subject of some of the most bizarre conspiracy theories in recent history. One of the strangest theories emerged in 2017 when internet users discovered an old book from the 1890s titled Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Written by Ingersoll Lockwood, the book follows the adventures of a young aristocrat named Barron Trump who discovers hidden knowledge, time travels, and navigates a world eerily similar to modern America. Adding fuel to the fire, another book by the same author, The Last President, describes a political outsider from New York who becomes president during a time of unrest. The strange coincidences between the book's plot and the real-life Trump family led conspiracy theorists to speculate whether Donald Trump's rise to power was somehow predicted or even orchestrated long before it happened. While these theories are obviously far-fetched, they highlight a larger pattern of fascination with Barron Trump. His unique position as the youngest, most private Trump heir has made him a blank canvas for speculation, leading to wild theories about his future, his role in the family, and even his supposed connection to historical mystery. Despite his privilege and wealth, Barron Trump has not been immune to online bullying and public ridicule. In fact, the scrutiny he has faced since childhood has led to public calls for the media to respect his privacy. Melania Trump has been especially vocal about protecting Barron from online attacks. Her Be Best campaign, launched during her time as First Lady, focused on combating cyberbullying, a topic she has directly linked to her own experiences as a mother. At times, Melania has directly intervened when Barron was targeted. When comedian John Henson made a sarcastic joke about Barron on Father's Day, implying he wasn't Donald Trump's biological son, Melania swiftly demanded an apology, calling it inappropriate to make jokes at a child's expense. Even conservative figures have spoken out about the way Barron is treated online. In 2020, during the height of the U.S. presidential election, many Republican commentators criticized left-wing social media users for spreading rumors about Barron's mental health and intelligence. The repeated instances of Barron being dragged into public controversies, whether through political debates, internet jokes, or conspiracy theories, demonstrate the challenges of growing up in a highly controversial family. As Barron Trump approaches adulthood, the world is left wondering, what comes next for the most mysterious heir of the Trump dynasty? For decades, the Trump Organization has been a family-run empire, with Donald Trump's older children playing key roles in expanding the brand. Ivanka Trump became a senior advisor, Eric and Donald Jr. took charge of real estate operations, and even Tiffany Trump pursued law. But Barron? He has yet to make a single public statement about his plans. Although his father was immersed in real estate from a young age, Barron's interests appear to be more diverse. His rumored fascination with technology, artificial intelligence, and digital finance suggests that he could take the Trump brand in an entirely new direction, one focused on the modern digital economy. Given his exclusive education and elite connections, Barron could easily step into business, politics, or even tech innovation, making him the first in the Trump family to diversify beyond real estate and branding. But there's also the possibility that he may choose to remain completely private, staying out of the spotlight while managing wealth and influence behind the scenes. With Donald Trump's continued dominance in American politics, one of the biggest questions surrounding Barron is whether he will eventually step onto the political stage. Historically, most presidential children avoid direct involvement in politics, but the Trump family isn't like most families. Given the loyalty of the Trump base, a future political career for Barron wouldn't be impossible. There's also the question of influence. Even if he doesn't run for office, Barron could possibly play a role as a behind-the-scenes strategist, investor, or advisor. With the Trump name still holding power, his last name alone would open doors in both business and politics, regardless of whether he actively seeks them. One thing is certain: whether he chooses to embrace his family's empire or carve out an entirely new path, Barron Trump's future will be unlike anyone else's. But until then, the world will have to wait and watch how it'll all play out.